Hi, thanks for joining in. My name is Basha and welcome to my channel. Today I would like to make a video update on the order that I have placed back in February, and I just would like to show you how those orchids are doing. Some of them have adjusted to my care, some of them are still adjusting, and some of them I will let you decide. Please bear in mind that February in the UK, that's where I live, is the coldest month of the year. So obviously orchids being tropical plants have suffered a little bit on transport because obviously the temperatures were minus, I think it was -5 degrees Celsius at some point, and I think they were in the transport overnight. So obviously some of them have been set back a little bit, some of them have reacted to the change of temperature quite drastically, but I will show you now how they're looking. So the first orchid that was featured in my video was Vanda venisoniana white. Now this one, because obviously I grow my Vandas potted, they're either potted in the clay pots with lava rock or bark, or in the plastic pots with lava rock and bark. Now this one has been transported to a plastic pot with a little bit of lava rock on the bottom and a tiny bit of sphagnum moss on the top, and it took off straight away. And the reason I've potted her that way because I also own Vanda venisoniana orange variety, and she's growing with a little bit of sphagnum moss dressing on the top and a little bit of lava rock on the bottom, and this one is just full of roots. So I thought, being venisoniana, just different color of the flowers, this should be great. Now at the beginning it was doing really well, but then I think a month into my care it just lost all the roots, just dropped them completely, they all rotted. So now currently she's in this plastic basket, I would say, with just pure sphagnum moss, and it has got, don't know if that's going to show, a little root here, just poking now, and also she has got 2 roots growing here. So I'm hoping this one is on the road to recovery. It was very dehydrated when it lost all its roots, but now the leaves are pretty firm, so I know it's getting the hydration from the roots that it's got. So that is the first orchid. Next one, it's Vanda Gyrec fragrance. Actually, I've got 2 of those in the pot because I have acquired another one mislabeled, which turned out to be Paxo fragrance. So I'll show you the first one that I've got, which is this one at the front. Is the fan at the front, and is the one with the big fat root. And it's got more roots inside as well, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you, if it's gonna show at all, because it has got, it's completely, there's no medium inside. There's actually, no, I'm lying, but there's a tiny bit of bark at the bottom, and it has got a Spanish moss on the top. Yes, it's growing. Actually, I don't know if it's gonna show. It has got some roots inside. They're growing nicely. They're pretty big and fat with all of them have got growing tips. So I'm not bothered, I'm not really worried about this one. In my experience, any orchids that I've got in my collection took from about a year to about 2 years to acclimatize and recover completely from being in transport and to acclimatize into my care. So this is a Vanda Gyrec fragrance. Next one on the list is Vanda Kalihi Beauty, and this also was bare root, and I have put her in the plastic pot with a little bit of a sphagnum moss on the bottom, and I have removed the plastic pots, the plastic little pots that they come with Vandas, little baskets. I always remove them, just for whatever reason. I just don't like having them on my orchids, but that is obviously choice because I don't think they hinder the growth, I don't think they destroy your roots, but I just don't like having them. They just don't fit well in my pots. So I've removed the plastic basket And I placed this one in the plastic pot, and you can have a look at the roots. Mind you, those orchids have been watered this morning, so the roots are still green. And it's plenty of roots. And it's growing really nicely. So I'm really happy with that one. That one has really not given me any trouble whatsoever. Next orchid, it's Iridius Hulesiana alba. Again, it arrived bare root, and I have potted her with a tiny bit of lava rock on the bottom and a little bit of sphagnum moss as a top dressing. And as you can see, it's growing roots. It has got a few roots inside the pot, but I think it enjoys more being bare rooted, really. However, I cannot keep up with the amount of orchids I've got and plants to water them every day, so they have to be potted. I will somehow redirect those roots back in the pot. I will possibly wet them and gently guide them into the pot. But this is the state of it today. It has grown a little. I don't think it's grown that much, but it's grown a little. It's very hydrated. The leaves are very firm. And like I said, it's got 2 huge roots. I don't think it's got any more in the pot, any new roots in the pot. No, but it's got 2 thick roots with a active growing tips. So I'm pretty happy with this. This is the last of the haul. I don't know if you remember, if you watched my video, it was the most gorgeous bushy orchid I have ever seen. I was laughing, I didn't know what to do with it. And this is what's left of it. Yes. So basically, when I was looking on the internet for its care, because I wanted this orchid for so long, I've seen it, the flowers, and I looked on the internet, and everyone says a lot of light, a lot of heat, a lot of humidity, and a lot of water. And I have seen a few videos of people potting them, growing them potted. So what I've done, I've put this orchid in a pot. And this is, by the way, this is, oh, I don't even know, I've lost the tag. It used to be Iridius mitrada, a yellow variety, but I'll put the current name on the video. On this, I'll attach the name. So yes, I potted it, and what happened? I think it was growing. At first, it was growing really well. The roots were growing. I think the leaves looked amazing, and then one day I walked into the grow room, and the smell just hit me, and it was coming from the pot. Yeah, so I looked at the inside the pot, and it was, I've never seen anything like it. Most of the roots were gone. They were slimy and stunk to 7th heaven, and at the base of the plant, it was rotted as well, but also it was very slimy and covered in mold. I mean, I've never ever seen a mold like that on an orchid. Never. So what I've done, I thought I just lost the orchid completely. I mean, how am I gonna grow it? I can't grow it. I can't water it 3 or 4 times a day. I can't grow it potted because it does not like being potted. This one, I don't know, at least in my environment, in my growing space, it just doesn't like being potted. So I've decided to mount it on this piece of wood. At first I didn't like it. It was molding. It was covered in mold. And obviously the more you water it, the more it was covered in mold. So what I've done, I was started to watering every 2 or 3 days. I decided to shed most of the leaves. So this is what I'm left with. It's finally started growing roots. It used to see, but the roots, the tips are dying off, and I don't know if it's water, too much fertilizer or what. It's trying to grow the roots anyway. It's got some roots with growing tips. Yes, and it's not shedding the leaves anymore. But I mean, this is what's left. This is what's left. So what I'm gonna do another update after the summer. Well, I can't guarantee that this one's gonna be in the update, because I don't know if it's going to survive or not. It stopped, the mold stopped growing, because obviously I'm watering every 2 or 3 days, but this orchid needs to be really watered every day. Every day. It really has to be mounted on that plastic mount, because that plastic mount has got a lot of holes and it's got a lot of aeration. This, I think it's a little bit too wet for it, even though there's nothing on it. Literally, it's nothing on it. It's connected to the mount by a zip tie. So yeah, so that's that. Don't know if it's gonna survive. We will see. We will see. So that was the last orchid. Yeah, like I said, in my history of growing orchids, it took me about a year to 2 years for the orchid to fully recover and adjust to my growing conditions. So I'm hoping this little baby is gonna be still with me. I'm hoping when I'm gonna be doing my next update, but we will see. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.